Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Haribol.
Okay, Haribol. Yes, yes, Janvi. You can take it over. Thank you.
Haribol. Today I'll be talking about the fourth verse in the Sri Shikshastakam, which says, O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. In this verse, it is explained how our only desire should be to serve and surrender to the Lord. We do not need to be rewarded for our devotion. The only thing that we need is help to increase our serving tendency. Here in this verse, wealth, followers, women, and scholarship represent duty, wealth, sense pleasure, and salvation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that wealth is the prosperity we get from following our duties, and it can also mean economic development. He explains how followers are the comfortable relationships we hold to others in our life, like our spouse, children, and our parents. It is also explained that liberation is not much value to us because through liberation, a person's existence disappears, but that's not our goal. We aim to serve the Lord, chant his holy name, and hopefully go back to Godhead. So, in order to accomplish this, we must surrender and continuously chant the holy name. Now, let us all chant one round together. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Deshatayane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Deta Gadadar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. Please recite. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
हरि बोल हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Ram
जय श्री कृष्ण
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
We can't hear you.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
ओके अभी आ रहे हैं?
जी प्रभु जी, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Okay, so welcome to our Kishore group program today. Today is a very special session, and this is about Maya, and this is a favorite topic of everybody. Everybody likes Maya, right? Everybody in Maya. Let's go and see. This is a beautiful picture. I will talk about this picture. You can see Krishna here, and Maya is there. So who can? I'll just ask a question. If everybody can try to answer by unmuting themselves. You can see Krishna with his flute, and who's that person at the back? Anybody can tell me who's the person at the back? You can try. Yeah, or you can write in the chat box if you want. You can write in the chat box.
Prabhuji, Lord Vishnu.
Yeah, okay, it's Lord Vishnu because it's 4 arms. That's a good try. Anybody else? So there is very, yeah. Anybody else? I want to see. I don't see anybody's hand up. Yeah. Anybody's hand up if you want to answer. We'll come back to this picture later during the presentation. It's a very special form of Krishna, and there's a very special name for that form. So whatever we are doing, we are trying to acquire knowledge.
प्रभुजी, आपकी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है। हरि बोल, आपकी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है।
आवाज बहुत कम है। So I'll try to speak louder. अभी ठीक है?
यहाँ तो ठीक आ रही। Yes, bro.
Okay. तो जो भी ज्ञान हम हासिल करते हैं, हम अपने ज्ञान इंद्रियों को इस्तेमाल करते हैं। ओके, सो अभी जैसे हम लोग स्कूल में जाते हैं, हम पढ़ते हैं, एंड देन घर में भी किताब पढ़ते हैं, एंड वी स्टडी राइट इन डिफरेंट वेज. But people generally use many means to acquire knowledge, but none of the methods of acquiring knowledge is infallible. There is some degree of uncertainty and defect in the way we try to get knowledge. This is mainly because our senses they are in illusion, and our senses are prone to commit mistakes, and our senses, we have a propensity to cheat, and at the same time we have imperfect senses. कभी कभी हम लोग रास्ते में जाते हैं तो गर्मी के समय पे देखते हैं जैसे पानी है लेकिन रास्ते पे पानी नहीं होता, it's mirage, right? So this is how we try to get we can understand that what times when we see things, it's not really actually the right thing that we see. So our knowledge is actually very limited because our senses are limited. So this knowledge acquiring senses, we have 5. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the skin, and the tongue. For example, for human eye can see light between infrared and ultraviolet range. This is rays. And if there's no light, we can't see. Right? So there are certainly many types of waves outside the range of human perception. All the human, certain rays we can't see, right? All the humans rely on these limited imperfect senses to gain knowledge about material world. So these are 5 Gyanendriya. So we're going to do an exercise today, and I'm going to ask you a question, and you can answer in the chat box, or you can unmute and answer, okay? So the first slide is, the first one would be this one. So what do you see in the first picture? If you can see anything, what you see in the first picture, you just send me in the chat box. I'll check, and or you can unmute if you want. So I'll give you like 1 minute to just see the picture and then tell me what do you see. इस पहले वाला आप क्या देख रहे हैं? तुषार ने कहा एक लड़की को देख रहे हैं. खुशी अरोरा कह रहे हैं कि एक आदमी को देख रहे हैं. जानी भी कह रही हैं कि एक लड़की को देख रहे हैं. सनात समेरा कह रहे हैं snake. Oh wow, snake. That's a good one. मैं स्नेक को देख नहीं पा रहा, लेकिन पहली बार मैं देख रहा हूँ. ये में भी that's good. प्राची कह रहे हैं गर्ल, और संगीता कह रहे हैं ये लड़की. ठीक है, young girl. Yeah, talk. Who's talking? Anybody can unmute and talk. Oh, Himanshu कहते हैं ये girl with a snake. Yeah, in the top. Okay. माधवी कह रहे हैं कि ये old man है. Okay, very good. Okay, anybody else who wants to try? Param, you're there, Param? What do you see?
I just see a woman.
You say young woman or old woman?
Young.
Okay, that's the only thing you see? Okay, very good, very good. There are many material things exist in one picture. Yes, Kushi Aurora. So, अगर आप ध्यान से देखेंगे, if you can see my cursor, yeah, Prachi there already. So you can see different things here. I'm going to show you. Now, if you go on your left, on your left, you will see the eyes of the young girl, the small nose of a young girl, and the chin of the young girl. This is one way of looking at it. And if you go with a brown mustache, right? And this is the big nose of the old man, and the eyes of the old man, and the big hat of the old man. So you can see that old man. But there's an old lady also. If you see, this spot is like the nose of the old lady. This is the chin of the old lady. And this is the eyes of the old lady. And the old lady is wearing a hat. And I think somebody said that this hat looks like a snake also. That's another thing that I didn't see. But the point I want to see that everybody has a way of looking at things. So some people are more looking at the young girl, some at the old man, and some people they're able to see all the three together. Some people are able to see the young girl, the old lady, and the old man. right? So that is the power of consciousness, the way you conceive things, the way you see things are different ways. So we have to expand our vision, our consciousness. We'll talk about that later. What about the next picture? ये दूसरे वाला picture हम देखेंगे. uh, uh, आप लोग ऐसे ही बता देना. Thank you for participating, everybody, and let us try to the next part. आप लोग मुझे बताना उस दूसरे पिक्चर में क्या देख रहे हैं. Okay, Janavi got it. Let's see next. Samara always comes with something different. Crescent moon. Okay, Rabbit and Duck. Good job. Prachi, Duck, Dekran, Duck and Rabbit. Himanshu, what do you see? Okay, Rabbit, Duck. Good. Sangita. Very good. So, Param, what do you see? You unmute, Param.
A rabbit.
Rabbit, you can see only rabbit. Okay, good. Sangita ji. Oh, somebody says snail as well. Wow, I didn't think about a snail. So that's a good exercise here. Yes. So where is the rabbit? So let's see. I can see if this is the black dot is the eye, right? And then you can see if you want to see the duck, this would be the top part, ऊपर वाला. ये डक होगा, डक का पैर यहाँ पे होंगे और उनका टेल यहाँ होंगे. So that would be like a duck. Now, if you want to see the thing as a rabbit, so the जो मुंह है duck का वो जो उनके कान बन जाते हैं. So these are the ears of the rabbit on top, the eye, the mouth here, and the legs of the rabbit sitting. Okay, so that's how we say. And maybe you can see both of the rabbit and the duck more precisely. So if you use your imagination, maybe you can see a snail maybe coming out like that ball, but I would say only these two exact things actually. We can see both of that. So thank you for that. Let us see another exercise, another thing I want you to check out. Let's see the next slide, another exercise. What about this one? You can send me in the chat box again whether all these lines that you're seeing, the first picture, the first part, are they straight lines or are they crooked lines? ये जो lines आप देख रहे हैं पहले वाला क्वार्टर में, ये तेरा है या सीधा है? ये मेरा प्रश्न है. तो आप जवाब दे सकते हैं चैट बॉक्स में. ओके, समयरा कहते हैं ये स्ट्रेट लाइंस है और जानवी कहते हैं कि ये स्ट्रेट और कर्व्ड भी है और तुषार कह रहे हैं कि इट्स कर्व्ड और रेड वंस आर कर्व्ड. ओके, सीमांशु कह रहे हैं कि स्ट्रेट, खुशी कह रहे हैं स्ट्रेट लाइंस, तो और प्राची curve and straight. Param, what do you think? Param, what do you think these lines are, straight or curve?
Straight.
So actually, this is called an optical illusion. Yeah. Thank you for everybody for participating. This actually, they are all straight lines. All these lines are straight lines in the first picture, in the second picture, and the third picture. This one is a different type of illusion. You can that I'll ask you at the end. But these lines, these red lines, they are all straight lines because of the background effect. That's why it looks like next to the circles, it looks like it's become bigger. So that's proof that the way our eyes are interpreting this information is really tricky. हाँ, हमारा मन में जब ये रेज आ रहे हैं अपने आंख में, ऐसे लग रहे हैं कि हाँ ये स्ट्रेट है लेकिन मोटा लग रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब है हमारा ये जो मन है, हमारा अंदर, हमारा दिमाग कैसे इस इंफॉर्मेशन को इंटरप्रेट कर रहे हैं अपने बैकग्राउंड नॉलेज के द्वारा, फिर वो फेल हो जाते हैं. सो देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स जो हम लोग देखते हैं वो नहीं होता है. इसको कहते हैं इल्यूजन, ऑप्टिकल इल्यूजन जो कहते हैं. और जो ब्लैक ड्राइंग है on the side, you can see this in different ways. You can see that into a rhombus. There's one rhombus, two rhombus, and you can see different squares and rectangles. So some people will see rhombus, and some people will see squares and rectangles. Okay, so these are different one. Let us see a last one. This one is a you just have to count the dots, and people will tell me in the chat box how many dots they got. I want you to count the black dots. And I think you can unmute yourself if you want to talk as well. For this exercise, you can unmute yourself and tell me. How many dots? How many black dots you find? Anybody wants to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, 35.
आपको 35 मिला?
No. One.
संगीता?
प्रभुजी ये वाली व्हाइट वाली और ये जो स्क्वायर्स है.
No, काला वाला dots. कितना काला वाला dots है इसमें? How many black dots you can see? Okay, let's see the chat box. 35 from Samira. No. Oh, Samira says no black. Very good. No. Okay, Kushi says no. Samira says no. Good critical thinking. Okay, let's see. Appear to be white. Tushar say appear to be no black dot. Madhuri, it does not look like black dots or only white dots. Very good. So Imanshu, yeah, very good. Himanshu, very good. So actually, there is no black dots because our eyes interpreting this image, the black dots appears and goes. So actually, it's called an optical illusion as well. Actually, there is no black dots on this drawing. कुछ ब्लैक डॉट्स है ही नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे आंखें ऐसा इंटरप्रेट करते हैं कि ब्लैक डॉट्स देखते हैं हम लोग, लेकिन एक्चुअली में है ही नहीं. तो ये also is an optical illusion. Now last activity, last illusion. मैं 10 तक गिनूंगा. आप किसी चीज को कंसंट्रेट नहीं करना है, सिर्फ इस फिगर पर कंसंट्रेट करना है. आप अपने आंखों को, you have with your eyes, you have to concentrate on this picture when I start counting from 1 to 10. And after concentrating on this picture, you close your eyes, and then you keep closing your eyes, and you will see there will be an imaged form in your inside your head. So I'll start counting. You ready? Everybody ready? Give me a 5 if everybody ready. Okay, you guys have to concentrate on this picture. And when I start at 1, and you can't see anything around the picture. You have to see in the center of the picture, concentrate on the picture. You can't see anywhere else for the time I come counting. Okay, I'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I want you to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, there'll be a picture in your head. If you close your eyes and then keep closing your eyes and look in the light. If you have a light, you can look in the light, but eyes closed, and you will see a picture in front of you. In front of you, you'll see a picture in your eyes. Inside your mind, you can see that picture. And then anybody seeing the picture can just chat me what you saw. Send me just a message what you saw. Okay, somebody, Kushi Aurora saw a gorilla. Janavi saw a circle. Keep going. Whatever you see in your see, and then write it down. Tushar saw a tree. So Yeah, and Madhuri also saw a tree. Prachi circle. Padmavati Devi say outline in black color. And who else? Let's see. Anybody? Param, what did you see?
A tree.
A tree? Okay, is Rachna saw a zombie? Okay. And who else? Anybody? Okay. Actually, if you concentrate on this, you will see a form, a picture actually, like a photo. If you concentrate on that after 10, and your mind will interpret it in different forms, just like somebody will find a circle or a tree and or whatever it is. But actually, if you do it constantly, you will see that your mind will go back in your consciousness and get information from that, and you will find this form of a figure. It will look like Jesus Christ, a picture of Jesus Christ. This is how it will look like in your mind. And this is a good exercise. We can try to do that again, and then you'll see a picture of Jesus Christ appearing. Anybody had to see a Jesus Christ? No? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. Let's see now. Now you have an idea about how our senses tricks us. Okay? Our senses keep tricking us. So let's see the definition of Maya. So Maya is also illusion. And there's a physicist, an Austrian-born American physicist, who wrote a book called The Tower of Physics. Physics is one of my favorite subjects. And he states that in that book that Maya doesn't mean that the world is an illusion, as it is often wrongly stated. The illusion merely lies in our point of view. Maya is an illusion of mistaking our relative perspective for reality, of confusing the map with the territory. That is his interpretation of Maya. And what it and there's some true, because it's our perspective, how we are looking at reality, and our confusion, just like the black dots, for instance, how we are looking at those dots, and in fact those dots were not there. तो हम लोग ऐसा देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे कि कैसे ये साइंटिस्ट जो है उन्होंने एक डेफिनेशन दिया अपने किताब में कि माया जो है ये नेसेसरी नहीं है कि इल्यूजन ही है, लेकिन ऐसा कैसे हमारा दृष्टिकोण, किस दृष्टिकोण से हम देख रहे हैं सच्चाई को. तो Srila Prabhupada nicely explains. Srila Prabhupada defined Maya as that which is not, and refers to temporary material existence, which fades in oblivion just like a dream eventually fades upon awakening. कितना सुंदर से प्रभुपाद जी हमको बताते हैं, जैसे हम सपने देखते हैं, राइट, हम सो जाते हैं, फिर सपने देखते हैं, फिर जब उठ जाते हैं तो सपने गायब. ऐसे ही माया होता है. इसका मतलब है जो मैटेरियल एग्जिस्टेंस, जो क्रिएशन है भगवान है, ये टेम्पररी है, राइट. इसका मतलब कि वो नहीं है लेकिन वो टेम्पररी है, वो खत्म होने वाला है. जैसे एक ड्रीम है, वो गायब हो जाता है जब हम अवेक हो जाते हैं, ऐसे ही माया है. So Maya is actually that which is not, and this is how Srila Prabhupada translate Maya. आगे हम देखते हैं कि हाँ भगवद गीता में कैसे माया का डिस्क्रिप्शन दिए हुए हैं. कृष्ण भगवान हमको सिखाते हैं, बताते हैं, अर्जुन को बता रहे हैं, हम लोगों को सबको सिखा रहे हैं. तो भगवद गीता चैप्टर 17 टेक्स्ट 14 में देवी है ऐसा गुणमायी. Everybody can unmute themselves and repeat after me. This is a very beautiful shlok, and as I am saying the mantra, and try to repeat, okay? Everybody together, okay?
Cool.
Devi hai esha gunamayi. Very nice. Mama maya duratyaya.
Mama Maya Duratte
mam eva ye prapadyante
Mam Devaya Prapadyante
mayam etam taranti te.
Mayam Itam
Okay, any volunteer who wants to read the translation and purport?
Hare Krishna. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Okay, thank you, Kushi. So this divine energy of mind, consisting of three moods of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. And Krishna is saying that. And who remember the three moods of material nature? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Tamogun, Rajogun, or Satogun.
Rajagun, Tamagun, and Satagun. Good.
Sorry Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Please,
Yes.
everyone, please turn on your camera while reading or giving answer. Please.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good
Thank
to
you.
see you guys who is talking. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So these three modes, Rajagun, Tamagun, or Satagun, and this is what these gunas are also known as rope, like rasi, and they bind us in these modes, and that keeps us in illusion. So, but we can get out of it. How? By surrendering to Krishna. That make it easy. So, anybody who wants to read the purport? Another person, another volunteer? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prachi, please.
Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will, being conducted by divine will. Material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in the construction and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. The Vedas confirm this as follows: Mayam tu prakartim Vidyanmayanam tu Maheshwaram. Although Maya illusion is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller.
Thank you, Prachi. So this is in Sutashtra Upanishad, और ये बता रहे हैं कि कैसे सुप्रीम मैजिशियन जो कृष्ण भगवान है एक मैजिशियन जैसा है जो बैकग्राउंड में ये क्रिएट करते हैं ये सब illusion. This is which is false or temporary, and this whole creation, this cosmic manifestation and the destruction of this material nature, but they are inferior energy of Krishna. We have the superior energy of Krishna, which is the spiritual world, the spiritual energy, and we have the inferior energy, which is the material world, right? And we have the marginal energy in between, which is the soul, the jivas. So by conducted by divine will, जब भगवान की इच्छा से ये से भौतिक सृष्टि आते हैं संसार creation में, although inferior, it's really very amazing भी है, एक magic जैसा है. चलो देखते हैं आगे. Lord Krishna's illusion for the non-devotees. Okay, now this Bhagavad Gita में chapter 7 text 25. क्योंकि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि भगवान इल्यूजन करते हैं किसको जो अभक्त होते हैं जो भक्त नहीं होता है उनको माया में रखते हैं. कैसे? नहम प्रकाश सर्वस्य योग माया समर्वृतः मुद्धो अयम नाभिजानति लोको मम अजम अव्ययम. So I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So there लोग जो है जो भगवान पर बिलीव नहीं करते, एथिस्टिक लोग हैं, कभी कभी लोग जो अपराध करते हैं वो लोग नॉन डिवोटी लोग होते हैं, विश्वास नहीं है, तो नास्तिकवादी होते हैं, तो भगवान उनको कवर कर लेते हैं माया की शक्ति के द्वारा, वो कवर करते हैं, वो लोग पहचान नहीं पाते हैं भगवान के बारे में, लीलाएं के बारे में, अब भगवान के बारे में बिल्कुल पहचान नहीं पाते. ओके, सो जो पिक्चर में शुरुआत में बताया था, आप लोग हिमांशु ने बताया था कि ये विष्णु भगवान है, सही बात था, विष्णु ही है, लेकिन एक माया उनका एक स्पेशल नेम है इस रूप का। और ये भगवान विष्णु का ये रूप है, का नाम है माया मनुष्यस्या। दिस इज इन फ्रॉम द भागवतम 10th canto 1st chapter 17। माया क्या है? माया मनुष्यस्या, ये भगवान का एक दूसरा नाम है, विष्णु भगवान का। So because of being covered by yoga maya, who wants to read the next one? Somebody who didn't read?
Because of being Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, please go ahead.
Because of being covered by Yoga Maya.
एक मिनट, किसी का आ रहे हैं बैकग्राउंड साउंड, तो हम चाहते हैं कि बैकग्राउंड साउंड कम हो जब कोई पढ़ रहे हैं।
प्रभु जी शायद पीछे से आवाज आ रही है।
अब ठीक है प्रभु जी?
अब ठीक है, चलो तुषार जी पढ़िए।
Because of being covered by Yoga Maya, Krishna is sometimes called Maya Manusya, indicating that although he is the supreme personality of the Godhead, he appears like an ordinary person. A misunderstanding arises because Yogamaya covers the vision of the general public. The Lord's position is actually different from that of an ordinary person. For although he appears to act like an ordinary man, he is always transcendental. The word Maya also indicates mercy, and sometimes it also means knowledge. The Lord is always full of all transcendental knowledge, and therefore, although he acts like a human being, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, full of knowledge. In his original identity, the Lord is the controller of Maya. Therefore, the Lord may be called Maya Manusya, or the supreme personality of Godhead, playing like an ordinary human being. Although he is the controller of both the material and the spiritual energies, the Lord is the supreme person, Purushottama. But because we are deluded by Yog Maya, he appears to be an ordinary person. Ultimately, however, Yog Maya induces even a non devotee to understand the Lord as a supreme person, Purushottam.
थैंक यू तुषार। तो हम लोग देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे भगवान का, श्री कृष्ण का, विष्णु भगवान का एक दूसरा रूप जो माया मनुष्य कहते हैं। तो भगवान ये जो रूप है योग माया के द्वारा वो अपने आप को वो कवर करते हैं। तो कृष्णा is sometimes called Maya Manusha, indicating that although he is supreme Godhead, but he allows himself to be appeared like an ordinary person. भगवान अपने आप को पेश करते हैं कि एक ordinary व्यक्ति जैसे व्यवहार करते हैं। जैसे राम भगवान भी जब आते हैं तो वो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम लोग राम तो ऐसे ही थोड़ा बिलीव करते हैं, जैसे एक आम, जैसे सीता माता जब रावण ने उनको लेकर चले गए थे तो वो ऐसे रो रहे हैं और सीता सीता पुकार रहे थे राम, जैसे एक आम आदमी पुकारते हैं अपनी पत्नी के लिए, तो वैसे ही राम जी भी ऐसे पुकार रहे थे। So that's like appears like an ordinary person crying for a wife. So this is type of ये कैसे होता है? So this is by the Yog Maya. A misunderstanding arises because Yog Maya covers the vision of general public. So ये भी कह सकते हैं, कोई कह सकते हैं योग माया तो भौतिक लोगों के लिए होता है, लेकिन ये कैसा है? So the Lord's position is actually different from that of an ordinary person. Although he appears to act like an ordinary man, he is always transcendental. लेकिन भगवान का वो हमेशा ट्रांसेंडेंटल होता है। सो ये भी यहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी समझाते हैं कि माया भी एक प्रकार का मर्सी है, कृपा है, और वो भी कभी कभी ज्ञान के भी उसका अर्थ होता है, ज्ञान भी होता है। तो the Lord is always full of transcendental knowledge, and therefore although he acts like a human being, he is a supreme soul. Although चाहे भगवान ऐसे आम तौर जैसे आदमी का व्यवहार कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो ट्रांसेंडेंटल है, वो दिव्य है, क्योंकि वो इस सत्य सत्य चित आनंद में स्थित है। हर सच्चाई, हर सत्य में, हर ज्ञान में परिपूर्ण है और हर आनंद में परिपूर्ण है। तो इसीलिए वो भगवान का जो अपीयरेंस है वो स्पेशल होता है, एक स्पेशल केस होता है कि ह्यूमन भी एक्ट कर रहे हैं, फिर भी वो ट्रांसेंडेंटल भी है। और ये भगवान ही कर सकते हैं और कोई नहीं कर सकते हैं इसे. In his original identity, the Lord is a controller of Maya, Madakshina Prakriti Suyate Secha Charam. Therefore, the Lord may be called Maya Manusha, or the Supreme Person of Godhead, playing like an ordinary human being, although he is a controller of both the material and spiritual energies. तो आगे हम लोग देखते हैं आगे ये माया और ये भागवतम में, श्रीमद् भागवतम में जो हमारे शास्त्र में, इसमें और क्या कहते हैं माया के बारे में. Any volunteer who wants to read? Samara?
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hari Bol, Samara, please read.
As defined in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yog Maya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yog Maya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishopanishad, in which the devotee prays, Hiranmayana Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattvam Pusan Aparvanu Satya Dharmaya Dristaya. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yog Maya. The Brahma Jyotir is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impeded my seeing your Satchit Anand Vigraha, your internal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge, is covered by the internal potency of the Brahma Jyotir, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account.
ओके तो बेसिकली यही बता रहे हैं भगवान के कोई व्यक्ति सोचता है कि भगवान निराकार रूप है और हम भगवान में लीन हो जाते हैं, जो इम्पल्सल निराकारवादी होते हैं. तो ये होते हैं कि जैसे एक उदाहरण में देते हैं, जस्ट लाइक एन एग्जांपल, जस्ट लाइक द सन, राइट? द सन, you can see the rays of the sun, right? And you can see the sun globe, and you can see, and if we advance in spiritual, you can see the sun god, which is inside the sun. There's 3 level of realization. वैसे ही ब्रह्म ज्योति है, वो चिन्मय शक्ति है, जो रोशनी है, जो भगवान से शरीर से प्रकट हो रहे हैं. That's a ब्रह्म ज्योति effulgence. फिर भगवान का लोकलाइज्ड फॉर्म होता है, परमात्मा हमारे हृदय में बैठते हैं परमात्मा के रूप में, like localized परमात्मा, super soul in our heart. And then we have Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. तो Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna का ट्रांसलेटर फॉर्म जो होता है सच्चिदानंद विग्रह, वो कभी ये एक ब्रह्म ज्योति के कवर अप हो जाता है, ताकि वो लेस इंटेलिजेंट लोग हैं वो उनका निराकार रूप से देख पाते हैं, सिर्फ यही देख पाते हैं. तो इसलिए भक्तों के जब हम भक्ति करते हैं तो फिर हम पूरी अच्छी तरह से भगवान को समझ पाते हैं. तो योग माया एक कर्टेन जैसा है, और ये मंत्र 15 इस उपनिषद में कंफर्म है. तो आगे हम देखते हैं योग माया और महामाया के बारे में, उसमें क्या डिफरेंस है और क्या है बता रहे हैं योग माया और माया के बारे में. Anybody who wants to read?
प्रभु जी मैं बोलूं?
Okay, तुषार जी आपने पढ़ लिया. हम लोग परम you're here? Param?
Yeah.
Can you read this one?
The Durga, like Durga is not different.
No, you're reading the Yog Maya and Mahamaya. Can you read one paragraph?
Yog Maya works under the instructions of Krishna Bhagavan to bewilder his associates in his pastimes. And bewilder demons like Kamsa, Yoga, Maya, Samadhishat. To give service to the Lord, Yoga Maya appeared along with Mahamaya. Mahamaya refers to Yaya Samohidam Jagat, one who bewilders the entire material world. From this statement, it is to be understood that Yoga Maya in her partial expansion becomes Mahamaya and bewilders the conditioned souls. In the other worlds, the entire creation has 2 divisions, transcendental or spiritual, and material.
Okay, thank you Param. So basically संक्षेप में हम ये सिखाते हैं कि दो चीज है, एक आध्यात्मिक चीज, एक आध्यात्मिक जीवन है और दूसरा है भौतिक जीवन है. Okay, we have the material world and the spiritual world. तो जहां पे spiritual world में वहां क्या कौन सा माया है, वहां योग माया है. जो जितने भी कार्य है जहां पे लीला भगवान का हो रहे हैं, ये सब योग माया के अंदर से हो रहे हैं. एंड ये योग माया ये भगवान श्री कृष्ण के इंस्ट्रक्शन के द्वारा वो कार्य कर रहे हैं. सो योग माया वर्क्स अंडर द इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ कृष्ण भगवान. एंड जब भगवान अपने पास टाइम्स कर रहे हैं, जैसे कोई से राक्षस को मार रहे हैं, जैसे कंस को मार रहे हैं, तो ये योग माया क्या करते हैं, वो अपने आप को विस्तारित रूप करते हैं, अब महामाया में बदल जाते हैं, और ये महामाया जा करके वो बेविल्डर करते हैं सब लोगों को. So in this statement, Yog Maya is a partial expansion and becomes Mahamaya. Yog Maya's partial expansion is Mahamaya and bewilders a condition so. Okay, तो ये याद रखना, एक योग माया है जो दिव्य स्थिति में है ट्रांसफर, और महामाया जो और हम लोग देखेंगे नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ में कि महामाया कौन सा रूप धारण करते हैं. नेक्स्ट Janavi, you want to read this one?
Yeah. Yoga Maya manages the spiritual world, and by her partial expansion as Mahamaya, she manages the material world. As stated in the Narada Pancharatra, Mahamaya is a partial expansion of Yoga Maya. The Narada Pancharatra clearly states that the Supreme Personality has one potency, which is sometimes described as Durga. The Brahma Samhita says, Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Bibharti Durga. Durga is not different from Yoga Maya. When one understands Durga properly, he is immediately liberated, for Durga is originally the spiritual potency, Haldini Shakti, by whose mercy one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead very easily. Radha Krishna Pranaya Victor Haldini Shakti Ashmad. The Mahamaya Shakti, however, is a covering of Yoga Maya, and she is therefore called the covering potency. By this covering potency, the entire material world is bewildered.
Thank you. So Yog Maya manages the spiritual world. तो जितने भी लीलाएं होते हैं भगवान वहां पे जो हो रहे हैं भगवान कृष्ण का, ये योग माया वहां मैनेज करते हैं. और भौतिक संसार में महामाया अरेंज करते हैं. So we have Yog Maya in the spiritual world and Mahamaya in the material world. And Mahamaya कौन सा रूप धारण करते हैं material world में? वो दुर्गा माता का रूप धारण करते हैं. तो नारद पंचरत्न में लिखा है महामाया is a partial expansion of Yog Maya, जो हम लोग पहले से भी पता है. The Narad Pancharatra clearly states that Supreme Personality of God has one potency, which is sometimes described as Durga. और यहाँ पे हम लोग देखते हैं जब कृष्ण भगवान का अवतार लेते हैं तो हम दुर्गा माता भी आता है, उनके बहन जैसे आते हैं पहले, और कंस को बोलते हैं तुम्हारा जो हद करने वाला वो पहले से ही जन्म हो गए थे. तो ये भगवान का सिस्टर मानते हैं, भगवान के बहन जैसे दुर्गा माता है. तो ब्रह्म संहिता ये भी कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ दुर्गा इज नॉट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम योग माया. When one understands Durga properly, he is immediately liberated. तो दुर्गा के द्वारा भी अगर हम समझ चाहते हैं कि दुर्गा माता कहाँ से है, कहाँ से आए, कैसे प्रकट हुए, ये स्टडी करेंगे तो इससे भी हम समझ करके हम लोग मुक्ति मिल सकते हैं. हम प्रार्थना कर सकते हैं, हे दुर्गा माता हमको शक्ति दे के हम लोग इस माया के जो अंधकार है से दूर हो जाए और भगवान को अनुभव करें. So you can pray like this. So the Mahamaya Shakti, which is a covering of Yog Maya, actually an expansion of Yog Maya, and is therefore called the covering potency. And ये covering potency ये इस भौतिक संसार में condition सोल को वो गुमराह करते हैं, ऐसे confuse comes. So let us see examples from Krishna's pastimes. Who didn't read? Let's see examples from Krishna Praprachi Paramko.
Soham did not read, Prabhuji.
Soham is here? Okay, Soham.
All right. In conclusion, bewildering the conditioned souls and liberating the devotees are both functions belonging to Yoga Maya, transferring the pregnancy of Devaki and keeping the mother Yashoda in deep sleep were both done by Yoga Maya. Mahamaya cannot
act upon such devotees.
Mahamaya cannot act upon such devotees. They are always liberated, but although it's not possible for Mahamaya to control liberated souls of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She did bewilder Kamsa. The action of the Yogamaya in presenting herself before Kamsa was the action of Mahamaya, not Yogamaya. Yogamaya cannot even see or touch such polluted persons like as Kamsa. And Kandi, the Markandeya Purana 11th chapter Mahamaya says, during the 28th birth Yuga in the period of Vaishwasta Manu, I shall take birth as the daughter of Yashoda and be known as
Vidyachala, Vashini.
Vindhyachala Vasanti.
Oh, now we know another name for Durga Mata, and that's Vindhyachala Vasini. तो वैसे ही बता रहे हैं कि कैसे दुर्गा माता प्रकट हो गए थे जब कृष्ण भगवान अवतार हुए और किस रूप में यशोदा माता के बेटी के रूप में, और विद्याचल वासिनी उनके नाम थी, तो कैसे योग माया दुर्गा माता के रूप धारण करके प्रकट हुई थी। तो ये क्यों होता है, कंक्लूजन में हम ये विस्तारित रूप में हम लोग समझना चाहे कि जो कंडीशन सोल है, जो लिए बद जीवे हैं, ये एक फंक्शन है दुर्गा, वो इन बद जीवों को रखते हैं इस संसार में, और bewildering the conditional souls and liberating the devotees of both functions, और भक्तों को मुक्ति दिलाने के लिए। तो जैसे अब यहाँ पे भी लिखा हुआ है कि transferring the pregnancy of Devaki and keeping Mother Yashoda in deep sleep were both done by Yogamaya. Okay, so जो transcendental activity के कैसे भगवान को देवकी के गर्भ से राइट यशोदा के गर्भ में ले जाने का वो काम जो है वो योग माया करते हैं, कैसे कृष्ण भगवान को जो देवकी का वो गर्भ से लेकर के यशोदा माता के गर्भ में ले आने का, ये योग माया का कार्य है। और महामाया वो जो भक्त है उसके ऊपर, जो शुद्ध भक्त है जैसे भगवान की लाइफ, वो उसमें एक्ट नहीं करते क्योंकि उनका कार्य भौतिक संसार में है। सो जो महामाया कैन नॉट एक्ट अपन सच डिवोटी, तो वो क्योंकि वो हमेशा लिबरेटेड सिचुएशन है, तो वो लोग एक्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं, महामाया उसके ऊपर लागू नहीं होता। बट ऑल्दो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर महामाया टू कंट्रोल लिबरेटेड सोल्स, शी डिड bewilder Kamsa, लेकिन महामाया कंसा को bewilder किया था, थोड़ा गुमराह कर किया था। So the action of Yogamaya is presenting herself before Kamsa, with the action of Mahamaya, not Yogamaya. Yogamaya cannot even see or touch such polluted persons as Kamsa. तो Yogamaya बहुत पवित्र है, बहुत शुद्ध है, तो इसलिए condition soul को touch नहीं करते, या polluted राक्षस जैसे यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है कि Kamsa जैसे को touch नहीं करते। So in ये कंक्लूजन है कि महामाया का रूप, महामाया का दूसरा नाम भी है विंध्याचल वासिनी, जो दुर्गा माता का एक अनदर रूप है, अनदर नेम है। आपको एक नया नाम मिल गया सीखने आपको, विंध्याचल वासिनी। चलो आइए देखते हैं नेक्स्ट, कंक्लूसिव एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ योग माया एंड महामाया। ये बहुत सुंदर पिक्चर है जहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं कि दोनों योग माया और महामाया दोनों कंबाइंड फॉर्म है। So the distinction between the two Mayas, Yog Maya and Mahamaya, is described as follows. Conclusion में यही है कि Krishna's Rasila with the gopis and the gopis' bewilderment in respect to the husbands, fathers-in-law, and other such relatives were arrangements of Yog Maya, in which Mahamaya had no influence. तो जितने भी दिव्य लीलाएं भगवान का, ये again ये योग माया करते हैं, और भगवतम में बहुत से एविडेंस दिए, सबूत दिए हुए हैं कि कैसे योग माया ये कार्य करते हैं। योगा मायम उपश्रिता। On the other hand, there were asuras headed by Salva and Kshatriyas like Duryodhan, who were bereft of devotional service in spite of seeing Krishna. So, in spite of seeing Krishna's carrier Garuda and universal form, who could not understand Krishna to be the supreme person. So, ये दुर्योधन कभी नहीं समझ पाते थे कि कृष्ण वो supreme person of Godhead भगवान है, because क्योंकि this was a bewilderment of Mahamaya, right? Not Yogamaya, but Mahamaya का उनको गुमराह किया. Therefore, it is to be concluded that Maya, which drags a person from the supreme person of Godhead, is called Jada Maya. And the Maya which acts on the transcendental platform is called Yog Maya. So when Nanda Maharaj was taken away by Varun as a pastime, he saw Krishna's opulence, but nonetheless he thought of Krishna as his son. Such feelings of parental love in the spiritual world are acts of Yog Maya, not of Maya. But जैसे जब नंदा बाबा ये सब ब्रजवासी लोग गए थे मथुरा में भगवान श्री कृष्ण और मुस्तक और वो रेसलर्स है, एक पिक्चर था जहाँ वो रेसलिंग करते थे कृष्ण और वो, तो वो लोग ये पिक्चर जो है मुस्तिका और चारू जो रेसलर्स थे, तो सब लोग देख रहे थे, ओ अभी कितना क्या होगा, वो तरस रहे थे। ये योग माया के द्वारा उनका इमोशन आते थे कि पेरेंटल लव आते थे, अभी ये मुस्तिक क्या करेगा कृष्ण को, बलराम को, ये ऐसा महसूस करते थे, डेंजर महसूस करते थे। तो वो जब उन भक्तों का जो भावना को लाने के लिए योग माया आकार करते हैं। सो वी हैव टू बी we have to understand that Yoga Maya always work in the spiritual world to enhance the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna and his pure devotees like Nanda Baba and everything. So for us in the material world, we have to develop that Divya Chakshu so as we can really see things as they are really are. And Prabhupada used to say that what is science? Science is to see things as they really are. That is real science. So our spiritual, our Sanatan Dharma is real science because we help people to see things as they really are. So the materialistic person depends on their eyes to see, but with his imperfect and limited vision, he derives a mistaken idea of reality. तो जैसे लोग हैं वो रियलिटी का गलत आइडिया मिलता है, लेकिन अकॉर्डिंग टू भगवद गीता हम असलियत को कैसे पहचान सकते हैं? 434 only self-realized souls could impart knowledge unto us because they have seen the truth. So तद्विधि परिपारेण परिप्रश्न सेवया, हम लोग कैसे करेंगे परिप्रश्न सेवा? हम लोग प्रश्न पूछते हैं, आप विनम्रता से अप्रोच करते हैं गुरु को. It is best for us to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master and inquire from him submissively while rendering service to him. Then we're able to see the spiritual world like Shri Vrindavan Dham. We need spiritual vision, spiritual consciousness to be able to see things as they really are. So we'll stop here. We'll end here. I'll take a 1 or 2 free question, and then thank you for all participating for this for your excellent participation this time. So I don't have any quiz. I don't have any discussion. We'll just take quick question, and then we'll end here. Hare Krishna. आप लोगों को प्रश्न है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं.
Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, I posted today's question.
Yes.
As the topic is on Maya. So the question is, explain the concept of Maya in your own words with examples. And I will appreciate if the students, they will wholeheartedly participate like they participated earlier. So they can send their answers in Google Classroom.
Yeah, please send your answer to Google Classroom. Okay, Himanshu was saying, I had this question in my mind from so long that it is true that we cannot reach the Krishna. Let me read that. Let me read the question. I have a question from Himanshu. For so long that is it true that we cannot reach the Krishna Dham without taking initiation? We are the message of spiritual master. That it's essential to have a spiritual master in order to go to Gokul Dham. Yes. So it's very important. This is the way we can approach spirituality. A parampara is by approaching a spiritual master. Just like now, since we are linked with the Hare Krishna movement, which is ISKCON, International Society for Krishna and Consciousness. So we are linked with this parampara, which is the Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So we encourage people to take initiation in this parampara, so they are linked with Srila Prabhupada through Srila Prabhupada disciples, and we can really try to choose a spiritual master by which we can get instruction, and upon following those instructions, we'll develop love of Godhead, and gradually we'll make our way to Krishna Loka, to Krishna Dham. So it is very essential for us to accept a spiritual master in order to go to the spiritual world. Thank you for that nice question. Himanshu, you always ask nice questions. Tushar, you have any question? Tushar, no question. Prachi, Kushi, Samira. Let me check. Let me check the chat. Okay, there is no question. So we'll end here then. Thank you for, and don't forget to do your homework. And for the last homework, I don't know if. Okay, one more question. How can we find spiritual master? Thanks. Yeah, we can. That is, you have to pray to Krishna and to Srila Prabhupada, and that will be revealed to you. And you can feel, you'll have the feeling when you're spiritual master. The spiritual master is not our spiritual master only in this lifetime. He, the spiritual master, he or she can be spiritual master from our previous life as well. There's a relationship which is from the previous life. So it is something which is very sacred and very strong. तो ये बहुत ये रिश्ता अनेक अनेक जन्मों का होते हैं, ये एक जन्म का नहीं होता है गुरु का. तो आप प्रार्थना करना भगवान से सिंसियरली से, फिर आपको गुरु मिल सकते हैं. ओके, और लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, मैं आप लोगों का पिछले प्रश्न का जवाब मिला नहीं. If anybody responded to the Tulsi Shariram question we had last time, please send me in the chat box if you don't want to, if you, anybody who responded to the question. If not so, please send me in writing, or you can do a short video, or you can do a small write-up piece about Tulsi Shariram Viva again and post on the Google Classroom for us. Okay, to see. Again, Hare Krishna, thank you for participating in this time, and we'll see you next week. Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
thank you
Krishna.
Navin Krishna Prabhu, all teachers and all children. आज बहुत अच्छा इंटरैक्टिव सेशन था, बच्चों ने काफी अच्छे से पार्टिसिपेट किया.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
thank you. Okay, Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna, bro.
Hare Bol.